Welcome to the ultimate showdown in sporting history. On July 6, 2008, the world turned its eyes to the hallowed grass of Wimbledon Center Court. This wasn't just another final, it was a collision of two eras. Roger Federer, the undisputed king of grass, was seeking his record-breaking sixth consecutive title. Standing in his way was Rafael Nadal, the fierce young Spaniard who had already pushed Federer to the limit in the two previous finals. The stage was set for a 4-hour and 48-minute battle that would change the sport of tennis forever. To understand the gravity of this match, you have to look at the rivalry. By 2008, Federer had maintained a 65-match winning streak on grass. He was the epitome of grace and precision. Nadal, meanwhile, was the king of the red clay, known for his relentless power and 100-mile-per-hour forehands. This match represented the ultimate contrast in styles, Federer's effortless shot-making against Nadal's raw physical intensity. It was the world number one versus the world number two, and the tension was palpable before the first ball was even served. The match began with a shock. Nadal, who had been dominated on this court in years past, came out swinging. He took the first set 6-4, then stunned the crowd by taking the second set 6-4 as well. Suddenly, Federer, the man who hadn't lost a set at Wimbledon for years, was down 0-2. Federer's back was against the wall. The technical precision of Nadal's heavy topspin was neutralizing Federer's slice, and the unthinkable was beginning to look like a reality. The crowd sat in stunned silence as the favorite struggled to find his rhythm.
Just as the momentum seemed entirely in Nadal's favor, the British weather played its part. Two major rain delays interrupted the flow of the match, stretching the total duration to nearly 7 hours from start to finish. For athletes, these breaks are psychological torture. You have to stay warm, stay focused, and keep the adrenaline from crashing. For Federer, the rain was a lifeline. It allowed him to reset his strategy and find the mental fortitude needed to mount one of the greatest comebacks the sport has ever seen.
This is the moment that cemented the match's legend. The fourth set went to a tiebreak. Federer faced 2 match points. One more point for Nadal, and it was over. But Federer produced magic, including a legendary backhand pass that defied physics. He won the tiebreak 10-8 to level the match at 2 sets apiece. The roar from the crowd was deafening. We were going to a 5th set. It was a masterclass in elite sports psychology. Federer refused to lose, and the level of tennis from both men reached an almost supernatural peak.
As the sun began to set over London, the 5th set began. Back then, there were no 5th set tiebreaks at Wimbledon. They had to play until someone won by 2 clear games. With the light fading and the score reaching 6-6, then 7-7, officials debated calling the match for darkness, but the players pushed on. Every serve was a high-stakes gamble. Every return was a miracle. At this point, it wasn't just about tennis skill. It was about pure cardiovascular endurance and the sheer will to outlast a rival. Finally, at 9:15 p.m., in near-total darkness, it happened. Nadal broke Federer's serve and then held his own to win the final set 9-7. After 4 hours and 48 minutes of play, Rafael Nadal collapsed onto the grass in joy. He had done the impossible. He defeated Federer on his own turf, ending the 65-match grass streak. The final scoreline read 6-4, 6-4, 6-7, 6-7, 9-7. Nadal became the first Spaniard to win Wimbledon since 1966, ushering in a new era of global tennis dominance. Why do we call this the greatest match ever? Because of the stakes, the quality, and the drama. It featured 209 winners and only 79 unforced errors across nearly 5 hours of play. It proved that even the greatest champions can be challenged, and that sportsmanship can exist at the highest level of competition. This match didn't just crown a new champion, it set a standard for excellence that athletes in every discipline strive for today. the 2008 Wimbledon final remains the gold standard of professional tennis.